Fat Joe thinks he's a god. Now it's time for him to show it. Let's see. Let's see how this plays out for the quote unquote God. Right? Calls himself a God. Now we're gonna see which God is gonna prevail. The God Almighty that you and I serve, or him, the God that he sees when he looks in the mirror.
Yeah, and it's like I'm not calling him dumb or anything, like,
He
but
dumb. He dumb. I'm calling it. He dumb. He dumb. He's dumb. I'm sorry. He's dumb. He is dumb. He's a dumb criminal. He's a dumb, big, fat, dumb moron. He's not smart. His team ain't smart. His henchmen ain't smart. He's dumb. It's my words. I'm quote me. I take all the blame. Sue me. Amend your complaint. Add this in. Transcribe it. Tell the judge I called you an idiot. You are an idiot. I'll give First Amendment to the right to the Constitution gives me right to say whatever I want. So I'm gonna say it. You're dumb. Sorry. Go ahead.
now more recently I seen in the complaint, where I mean it's obviously clear TA knows the slang and code words of TS. Even when Cuban Link was on here, some of the words he knew from being down with TS. But then more recently, you see Fat Joe using some of these words on the Joe and Jada show, and Jada kids don't have a clue of what he's talking about. And then he explains it to him, and then it's right in the lawsuit.
Yes, because he's dumb. You see what I'm saying? Dumb. like these people knew from when I sent them the appearance letter months ago that we were making these claims that Fat Joe was engaging in these kinds of activities and that he had his own little private language that he created, his own little code language to give members of the enterprise orders to execute. Then he goes on his platform and uses the code words. Like, are you crazy? Like, you said earlier whether or not you said earlier that this is written like a federal indictment. Yes, it is. It is. I've never had a better client than TA. I'm gonna tell you right now. He is so smart, and he doesn't do drugs. He doesn't drink alcohol. He may indulge every now and again. He's very health conscious, and his mind is very sharp, and he remembers everything, and he has receipts. When I met up with him, he damn near has every single ticket that he ever used to fly over the 16 years. Do you know how long it took me to make copies of that? He has, I'm talking about bags full of receipts and tickets and like show events and like backstage passes and armbands and he has everything. And what else he also has is love. Anyone that meets him loves him because he's a good person. So no matter if you are Terror Squad for life or however long or whatever it is, you meet TA, you know that he's a genuine dude, you know that he is a good dude, you know that he's a loyal dude, and automatically you have an affinity for him. So hence why Percy wasn't willing to do nothing against him. See what I'm saying? It's like because he's a good guy. He's not some jerk that's out here trying to jerk you around. So why I say he's the best client that I've had is because if he doesn't have it, he can make a phone call and within 2 minutes he'll get it because that much people love him. You understand? Like he is loved by a lot of people who do not like Fat Joe, who Fat Joe
Now,
has
and
burned.
I've interviewed him several times, and I even walked through the Bronx with him in his neighborhood and sat in barbershops with him. And like you say, there's a lot of love for him in the neighborhood, from solid OGs to just the old lady walking down the street. He's definitely the type of person that I don't even think he would have went this far if with his loyalty to Joe if he wasn't being threatened.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that it was something for him. It was pretty eye opening to him to hear Pistol Pete literally try to set him up, try to line him up. Oh, we're not gonna stab him. We're just gonna pound him out. Really, I mean, it's crazy. And then for Rich Player to come in behind and to try to come back in with some like Rico Suave shit, trying to finesse Percy into going along with what Pistol Pete said is was even more eye opening. It's like you guys want this man dead because he's talking the truth about what you did to him and how you treated him, and all you had to do was to be was to play fair, and to pay him for the work that he did. That's it. Nobody works for free.
Right. And for myself, I'm not dry snitching on because I already said it. There's a guy named Eugene Dale, that went on YouTube at least 2 to 3 times, and because I talked about Fat Joe, because Fat Joe, he came at me for a minute because he was defending Jay-Z, to all these bum ass old Rockefeller dudes, whatever. And so I went at him, was calling him Sloppy Joe. He spun it and got an endorsement with White Castle to do a Sloppy Joe sandwich. But then Gene Dale, he started going on YouTube talking about, the Terror Squad dudes is looking for you. The Terror Squad dudes, they got a bag on your head, da-da-da. Now, for me, I didn't go to the police, right? And I probably wouldn't, right? And so I had reached out to a family member of mine that is cool with Joe, and I had him talk to him. And even Pistol Pete went to one of my Spanish friends and asked about me, and he offered to bring Pistol Pete to me, which he didn't. He said, "Nah, it's okay, cool." So the threats, that they make. Once again, I ain't calling them stupid, but they publicly do this. And when Gene came and was like, and this is on YouTube several times, that I'm running from the terror squad ever. I had my cousin contact Joe personally and resolve whatever it was before it got out of hand. But they not very sharp when it comes to the public threats.
No, I mean, of course they're not. I mean, the thing is, listen, I've had threats too, but listen, I tell. So I'm not playing these games. Like, you can say whatever you want, call me what you want. You call me, I call the feds. That's just what it is. Like, I'm on group chats with these people. So, like, if you try it with me, I'm going to the group chat and I'm telling. That's it. Like, I'm not playing with a bunch of idiots. I'm just not playing with them. Okay, like, you running around at 50 years old talking about how you're this gangster and your name is Pistol Pete, and how when you was in the prison you stuck a Puerto Rican flag in the middle of the yard and you did all this. But what?
And stabbed all the black people.
Come on, don't you got grandkids? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, dude, like, grow up. People are just losers, like big old losers. Listen,
Well, he better hope that this don't go criminal and he end up back in the jail, because he's gonna have to stab a lot more black people after that interview.
Exactly. Well, listen, right now, like I don't know if you listen to Star and Star about Cloud, but right, like Star always says it's shine time. Right now, it's shine time for them. So we gonna see where Fat Joe's loyalty lies, because Fat Joe cares about Fat Joe, and he's gonna have to figure out between Pistol Pete and Rich Player, which one he's gonna save, because it's gonna be the same thing like Shine. Remember how Puffy had that nightclub shooting?
Yeah.
And he paid for Shine's lawyers. Well, the lawyer that he hired for Shine was fresh out of law school, and if you read any of the documents from back then, his closing argument in the criminal case was, yes, his first line was, yes, even though my client did it, it was self-defense. It was the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. And then what did Diddy's lawyers do when they get up, Johnny Cochran and the other guy? They said, you heard it here. Shine was the one that did it. Our client is innocent. And then Shine got hit with 10 years and Diddy got to walk. That's the same thing that's gonna happen to Pistol Pete and to Rich Player if they don't hire their own lawyers and they don't get smart. Joe Tacopina, if he is gonna be continuing to represent Fat Joe, whenever and if ever there is a criminal case behind this, Joe Tacopina is not going to be representing the interests of Pistol Pete and Rich Player, and he's going to advise Fat Joe to turn on them and to say that they were acting independent of him and that he knew nothing about the phone recordings and he knew nothing about them trying to lure TA to a location to pound him out, and that he's an altar boy and he would never do such a thing, and he doesn't believe in violence and all these different things that they're going to come up with to try to paint him as some light and fluffy